2025.
April already.
Yeah, and Lori, I don't know why that. Look, Lori, can you help me with that bottom screen? The phone.
The one on the bottom needs to come up.
The one on the bottom. Okay, you're supposed to be reading live.
Live from Waterloo's Public Access Studios is Ms. Rocki and Shaviva's North End Update Live, bringing you the good stuff from a North End perspective. We see the good, we share the good, and it's making us all look good.
Welcome to Friday.
Hey, we got that down like we've been doing it for years.
You know what
time it is.
Boom, shakalaka!
I ain't gonna drop the ball. Hey, I'm not gonna drop that ball.
We riding the wave.
That's right. That's how we get down.
All right, live from Waterloo, we are here, and today's guests are going to be amazing. Who do we have today, Travis?
We got some great guests. Today, we got Sharina Sallis with 24/7 Black.
Yes.
And we got Chawne Paige of WCA.
Waterloo Center for the Arts.
Excited to talk to both of them today.
Exactly. This is your Friday motivation, and we have some motivation for you. What is it, Travis?
Discover your own purpose in life. Determine the reason you wake up each morning. Choose something that aligns with your strength, passions, and needs, and the needs of the world. This is what gives life meaning.
That's right, and we're going to talk to our guests about that today soon. I'm Rocki.
And I'm Travis.
And this is North End Update.
That's right. We made it to another Friday.
We have.
Yes.
Travis, thank you so much for joining in.
My pleasure.
Yes.
My pleasure.
Shout out to Shaviva. You know, Shaviva's been stepping back, and so we got a chance to have other co-hosts on the show. So you're going to be seeing a lot of new faces sitting in Shaviva's chair. They can take her space, but they can't take her place.
That's right. That's right. I'm learning that firsthand, how difficult of a job it is. So I appreciate you guys' patience with me as I kind of get acclimated, and we're going to keep this show on the road, Jack.
Right. We want to shout out to our very special frequent viewers. These people watch our show every week. Shout out to Cindy Bancroft, Soya Amar, May Ambrose, and Robbie Size. You see the next names, Travis, on the screen? Darvell
We got
James.
Darvell
Yes.
James, Denise Brinker.
Next time, wear your glasses.
Foster. I know, she caught me on the day with no contacts. Billy Branson and Amy Cass.
And what else, Travis?
I'm over here squinting all up in the camera.
Okay, you want to read that part?
Yeah.
If
you're watching us live right now.
Hey.
Hey, what's up? If you usually watch us on Friday at 4, Saturday at 10 a.m. on Mediacom channel 17.
Hello Future. If we're watching us there, hello Future, because today's show will be aired next week, Travis.
Hey, we in the present and the future.
Right, and today our talking point, you just heard all about it. It's the same thing as our motivation. We hope you're motivated.
That's right.
But today our Give It Air discussion will be all about remembrance of Dr. Martin Luther King. We already know that every February, you get worn out about Dr. Martin Luther King, but today is the day that commemorates the assassination of Dr. King. So we just definitely wanted to acknowledge that part. And newsflash birthday, people, he can't read and he can't sing either. So I'm hoping.
It be your own people. It be your own people. I bet you I bring binoculars next time.
Okay, you gonna bring binoculars.
Now I can sing. Don't put me on blast with the
singing. I know you
singing
can
now,
do that beatbox. How you do that?
All of that.
Okay.
All of that.
Okay. So anyway, we're gonna try to get through the birthday song. I'm hoping Sean can carry a tune or Sharina. We'll see.
You're gonna put everybody on the spotlight.
All right. Well, birthday people, stick around anyway because we'll make sure it happens.
That's
okay.
Right. That's right.
We got Lori Dale with some comments before we introduce our guests.
Yes. Hold on.
All right, we're going to hold on for you.
All right.
Yeah.
So Matt Thompson said, do not forget about his baby birthday. I don't know who the baby is. April 5th.
April 5th. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, so happy birthday to Matt Thompson.
Oh, yes.
Baby. And then Treese Moore says, proud of you, Ty.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're not Ty anymore. We had Ty over here.
And then Tequila Jefferson says, do what it do.
Okay, tequila, double shot.
Hey.
And then she also says, "Hey everyone, thanks."
Oh, love her. She
And then
brought me
she's
junior
putting
mints
some.
on my birthday.
She put all kind of symbols up. Go on, tequila.
Okay,
We gonna party for
thank
you
you.
too, darling.
Thank you so much. All right, I think now, without further ado, Travis, we got to
Yes.
introduce these wonderful guests.
What everybody's here for.
Exactly,
That's
right?
right, that's
Thanks
right.
for sticking
So-
with us.
Are we gonna start with?
We're going to say welcome first.
Well, welcome to both of
Sharina
you guys.
Sallis
Yes.
of 24/7 Black.
Thank you
Yeah.
for having me here.
Yes, and welcome Chawne Paige.
Hey,
from-
what's up, Cedar Valley, North End, Waterloo,
Hey.
Yes, the director of the Waterloo Center for the Arts, right?
yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
yes. Well, welcome both of you. I want to
Yeah.
clap.
Round of applause. We're excited. Hey, you get a chance to talk to some great people. So that's always exciting.
Exactly. Well, we start out with our talking point. And today our talking point was, where was it, Travis? Discover your purpose in life and determine the reason you wake up each morning. Choose something that aligns with your strengths, passions, and needs of the world. This is some heavy stuff now,
really
y'all.
is.
Y'all
It
gotta
is.
figure
It
it
really
out.
is.
You're supposed to be thinking while I'm talking, right? Okay, and this is
Gotta be
what
quick.
there you go. This is what gives life meaning. Now that's our talking point. We always start with ladies first. So
Oh, my.
Sharina, talk about that. You know, how did you wake up? What is your purpose? We know God. It wasn't the alarm clock. It was God. We'll get that
That's
out the way.
exactly right.
Right.
It was God that woke me up. I'm thankful for that.
Yes.
You know, I think it's my purpose just to be a helper or to help someone along the way. I truly believe that we are supposed to leave the world a better place than how we found it. And I'm also trying to sow the seeds for the next generation so maybe they don't have to work as hard as we do.
Oh, I love that. Yes, and you do a great job. You're all over the place. When I first met you, she let me know right away that she likes to be behind the scene. You know,
Absolutely.
and that's how I've known you as someone that's always in the trenches backing big things, and I just love that about you. So
Well, I think she's made quite a name for herself by doing just that, you know. And I'm kind of spoiled because I get another front row seat at, you know, watching you do what you do. Just I kind of really excited about the fact that I sit on the board for 24/7 Black,
That's
and to be able to
right.
see some of the things, and we talk about the purpose and waking up for a reason, and I think you're a perfect example of that. So
that's right.
I
Yeah,
really-
you gonna get your flowers while
Yeah,
you're here.
you
So
gonna
you
get
can
all the
start
flowers
blush
today.
That makes me blush
You can
today.
blush if you want
Making
to.
me blush.
It was we set you up for this. Okay.
You did.
Ambush.
I knew I should have said no for
Oh,
a
no,
reason,
don't say
but
that.
it's okay.
Thank
I'm here.
You. Thank you,
No,
Sharina.
well, we're definitely appreciative, and all of us are in awe of how you really bring that purpose to life, and every day you have a chance to show that, and you do a great job of that.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate
Indeed.
it.
I got to see what you do. I got to hear a little bit more in just
I
a
know
little
we're
bit.
gonna break into that
She do a whole
24/7 Black and hear a little bit about that.
Right.
And you know, and it doesn't stop there.
It doesn't. Oh,
You
no.
know, when you know,
Oh,
you know.
Sean.
See, we're going to really
Yeah.
I'm
just saying.
Here.
Okay, Sean, what's your reason for waking up in the morning and making the world know you are here? We already know you do a great job over there at Waterloo Center for the Arts. But what's your motivation to do such a great job?
You know, I always think that was like a hyper trick question.
Oh.
I think, you know, what I'm saying is I think there's like the expectation of like kind of how to really truly answer that, and like what would socially be like correct. I think for me, like the creativity of being able to find light and shine that out in the most darkest of times, the darkest of places, and be some type of alchemist that kind of converts that to positive energy, converts that to inspiration, and somehow have an influence on my son's lives, my wife's life, the people around me, the people that are in Cedar Valley. Like for me, creativity and the arts are something that's not just about a painting or sculpture or anything like that. It's about this thing that artists have the ability of channeling and seeing and processing the world around us and trying to make it at least consumable or tolerant or possible, but then also have it be, how do I say this, be right at the root of who we are as people, and be inspiring and move and break walls and barriers and connect people. I think art has that ability of doing that, and I think being that art is being, stamped down like so much that it's like people are losing their voice, and in these last few kind of years, people in different communities are starting to learn what that voice is, and part of that voice
beginning
is
to learn.
that alchemy, is that kind of creativity, is that a kind of expression, is that kind of processing the world around us. And so for me, like waking up and like being ready to like kind of be on the ground to like get through that and like have that light shine through, that's it.
That'll definitely get you out of bed in the morning.
That's
that's
right.
a heck of a responsibility.
It
A
is.
lot of times that's a lot of people's only way to receive those messages is through art. So that's great to hear that.
And how about you, Travis? I want to ask you what, I know you are a great motive. I mean, I can't imagine, well, I can because I did the same thing. We work hard for our children and we provide, but you're all over the place, and your mother worries a lot about all that driving. He serves the whole state, and I'll say, well, Travis, where are you today? And he's like, what time is it? I don't know. I got to be here and there. What makes you get up and keeps you motivated?
It's just like these two said. Once you are fortunate enough to lock in with what your true purpose is, and you see the outcome of the work that you do, I think a lot of times that's what really grabs people. So. For me, I've seen how home ownership and just ownership in general can change people's lives. And then when I see what it does for people's lives, what it's done for my life, I really don't need a whole lot more motivation than that. So just to see that outcome, to know that, if I take a day off or if I slack, then that's that many people that don't receive that gift of ownership. And so it's just kind of its built-in motivation that really kind of gets me fired up when I get out of bed. So.
I love that. Well, good. Yeah, and it shows the way you work. I overhear you talking to a lot of your clients, and I'm sure they are happy that they have you as a realtor. So, call Travis.
It takes a lot of trust.
Yes, call
I
Travis.
definitely appreciate it.
And I'm out there in the trenches trying to get people to buy houses.
She's our biggest cheerleader.
Okay.
I know. Everybody needs a Rocki on their team.
Oh,
so.
thank you.
More of a reason to be a collaborator.
There you go. Yeah. Thank
Absolutely.
you.
I love that.
Thank you. So listen, today is, for our viewers that don't know, that today is the day Martin Luther King was assassinated back in 1968. And this is not a plug for my book, Ropes in the Kitchen, but that's when that book was set, and I remember that day so well. And in the story about that day, that's what I shared, is what I was doing. I was playing out in the middle of the street, running races with the Berry kids. and my aunt, who lived across the street on Chestnut Street, said, Jocelyn, come here. And I went up to her and she said, go tell your daddy they got him. And I was like, what? And she said, tell him they got him. And I said, what? I didn't know what that meant, but she didn't want to tell me. She just knew that he would know what it meant. And my dad was taking a nap. It was after work. And I went in and I said, Daddy, Aunt Edna told me to tell you they got him. And he woke up and just started crying. He sat on the side of the bed and started crying. And he said, I knew they'd get him. He was too good. And I said, he couldn't even answer me. He just said, go on and play, because I was 10. I was 10 years old and he didn't want to burden me with that. But I just feel that people should know I was 10 years old, and 3 years before that, I remember my Aunt Anna Mae Weens coming to my dad's house to pick him up on election day when they got to vote, finally got to vote. So those are things that were happening in my lifetime. And so we want to commemorate Dr. King's. I don't think any of you were born back in 1968. Lori, when were you born? 66?
Hey, just put them on the spot.
Right.
She putting you on blast
I'm
today.
the oldest one? Okay. Okay, fine. I got the memory, so now. So that's what happened. And Travis, will you just share with us? That's our Give It Air today, because we felt that it was important enough to share. So
Definitely. Just after 6 p.m. on April 4th, 1968, Martin Luther King was fatally shot while standing on the balcony outside his second-story room at the Lorraine Motel in Memphis, Tennessee. The civil rights leader was in Memphis to support a sanitation worker strike, and was on his way to dinner when a bullet struck him in the jaw and severed his spinal cord. Dr. King was pronounced dead after his arrival at a Memphis hospital. He was 39 years old. I did not know that.
Yeah, he was your age.
I did not.
Yeah.
Wow. He was 39 years old.
Yeah, and I think Agnes has some photos that I sent of him. It kind of puts him in the, I don't know if she got him today in time or not, but it puts you in a different, when you look at him as an everyday man. I even saw him with a beard, when he was just like doing everyday things. It was so, the pictures that I thought we'd have were just so personal, like his son posted them on their page today, and I just wanted to share them. So.
Yeah. In the months before his assassination, Martin Luther King became increasingly concerned with the problem of economic inequality in America. He organized a Poor People's Campaign to focus on the issue, including a march on Washington, and in March 1968 traveled to Memphis in support of poorly treated African American sanitation workers. A workers' protest in Memphis on March 28th ended in violence less than a week before King was murdered. Wow.
So yeah, there's not.
And I know that we see the famous "I Have a Dream" speech pictures of Dr. King and everything, but I think just hearing, like you said, just hearing the untold stories, understanding that this was actually a real, because obviously I wasn't around back then, but to know that he was a real person that did real things. And it just kind of puts things into perspective.
Yeah. So we just wanted to give that a little air. Sometimes what we say on our show is, we always quote Nicole Hannah-Jones, because she says, if we're truly a great nation, the truth will not destroy us. And today, that's just our truth. Martin Luther King was assassinated for being a do-gooder, and like my daddy said, he was just too good. And everybody, now we want to remember him as a good person, but back then everybody was hating him because he was so good. So anyway, we just wanted to give that a little air.
That's right.
Airing things out is the best disinfectant.
That's
okay?
right.
All right. We'll move on. We don't need to dwell on it. Just wanted to get that history out there, because that's what we do. Because if you're looking for diversity, it's here.
That's right.
You're looking for inclusion, we included you.
Why do I gotta be picked?
You want to see some equity? We got it. And Lord, she back there, we got it all covered. So watch Northend Update every Friday for
That's
your
right.
D. We don't say DEI because people get crazy when you say that. So diversity, equity, inclusion, it's all here.
That's right.
Okay.
That's
I love
right.
it.
What do you want to know from our ladies first?
Well,
Sharina.
let's start with Miss Sharina, because
let's get it
I said, this is something that I know is not a secret to anybody else, but 24/7 Black. Can you tell us a little bit about that and some exciting things that we're working on right now?
Yeah, thank you, and thanks for having me on the show. 24/7 Black, BLAC, was started because back when COVID happened in 2020, there was a lot of businesses that weren't able to survive. And at the alarming rate, Black-owned businesses weren't able to survive because they weren't receiving the PPP loans. And that is because a lot of times when people start businesses, they started out of a love, out of a passion, out of a hobby. And they don't necessarily always have the infrastructure, the bookkeeping, the accounting in place so that they could qualify for these kinds of loans. And so me and 4 other brilliant folks said, you know what, we're going to do something about this. We sat down, we had a meeting with the mayor, and he said, you know what, this is something that's needed, and if you guys can get it launched and lifted, please do so. And that's kind of how we got birthed. And so we focus on 2 things that we believe can help people increase their wealth. One of them is home ownership, like you talked about. And then the other one is being an entrepreneur and having your own business. We know that people aren't always going to go to school or go on to a 4-year degree or even the trades. They may open their own business, such as your previous guest here today, Mo, with Mo's Car Wash. So they're probably going to open their own business, and if they are, we believe that we should be able to give them the tools to help them sustain so that even after they're long gone, that business will still remain.
That's such an important part of building any kind of community. And you mentioned something, Sharina, that really kind of stands out. I want to kind of elaborate a little bit more on it. Most people, when they start a business, it comes from passion, something that they find fun or they really love to do. But when it comes to actually running a business, a lot of times they don't understand the nuts and the bolts behind it.
Yeah.
What are some things that you've noticed that most people struggle with when it comes to pairing the talent and the passion with the actual nuts and bolts of a business?
Well, I don't necessarily know if I want to label it as struggling, but what I think people don't get about having a business is that you're it. And so maybe one day you're the janitor, or maybe in a couple of hours you're the janitor. Maybe the next couple of hours you're the CEO. Maybe the next hours after that you're the employee. But whatever it is, you have to be multifaceted, and if you're not able to switch like that, plus have a commitment. Commitment is
Ooh, that's
key.
everything, isn't it?
It is. It
Well,
is.
Travis, you know that.
I think when people say they want to own their own business, what they really are saying is that they want the freedom to decide, you know, where they put their efforts. But if you don't put your efforts, you don't eat.
Right.
And then it also means that if you have employees, they may not be able to eat either. So you have to really kind of think about that, and then surround yourself with people, if you can, that know more than you. I try to surround myself with people that know more than me.
Yes.
I try to ask questions regardless of how hard it is for me to ask those questions. But if I don't know something, I have to ask, because I want to make sure that I'm implementing those things that can make me sustain.
That's a skill in itself,
It
just being
is.
able to ask the right questions and
It
surround
is.
yourself with the right people. I know that just in a world that we live in, word of mouth is everything, and
Right.
the more that I learned about 24/7 Black, the more I really understood that, hey, that we need this.
We
What are
definitely
some
do.
ways that people can get involved
In touch
or
with
even learn more about 24/7 Black?
Yeah, so we have a website. It's www.247black.com, and you spell out the word 24/7 Black. I am so glad that you joined the board. We were looking for board members, and we were thinking about a skill set that was missing. And since we were in the world of home ownership, who better than
Wow.
join the board than a
Oh,
realtor
I
who
love
has
it,
all the
yes.
skills? And so he kind of helps us see different kinds of opportunities that are available in the market that can help us with future homeowners be able to secure a home. And I'm just going to kind of give you a couple of stats here. We didn't launch that homeowners program until 2022.
Wow.
Since then, we've put or helped 20 homeowners become homeowners,
Wow.
right? And so that's about $3 million of economic investment. And
Wow.
so that's a lot. You know, we give a small little bit of money of down payment assistance, but those are some of the kinds of things that 24/7 Black is able to do.
Wow.
I think
Love
the
it.
results they speak for themselves.
Yes.
Like that,
Absolutely.
those numbers are what I think people need to know. So that's awesome.
And Lori, we have some comments.
Yes. Tequila is doing some extra stuff. I'm just
Okay,
gonna say
tequila
she-
getting extra, okay.
Yeah, she doing some roses, some
Oh,
smiley
I'm
faces,
not
all that
surprised.
amazing stuff.
I
But
love it.
Okay.
Felicia says, "Hey y'all,"
Congratulations.
and I think that's it for now.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. And how can people get a hold of you? Oh, you already said that, didn't you?
247black.com. You said now spell out. It's not 24/7. You spell out 24/7.
Okay.
Right.
BLAC.
BLAC.com. We have our executive director, Madeline Ridgway. She will be able to answer any questions. I mean, people usually do text me if they know my
Sure.
phone number.
I got you on speed dial.
Listen,
If that's
I
a
don't
such
recommend
thing.
that, but but I certainly am available. I mean, if you ask me something, I am certainly going to do my best to answer it for you or find the question for you as well.
She'll get you the results one way or the other.
And do you mind? I don't think I would be remiss if I didn't do a shameless plug for our annual pitch competition. For all of you who are business owners who may be trying to figure out how you can gain some extra capital into your business, we are going to have another pitch competition. And that is going to
Awesome.
be in October. So you heard it here first because we haven't even promoted it yet.
Oh,
Okay.
great.
It is
See,
going to
right
be
here on
in
our show.
October, right here
Fun
on your.
times.
Yes.
Awesome.
And somebody is going to win the grand prize
I'm
of
telling you.
$20,000. Now we give away
Okay.
$35,000 for the first, second, and third place, and then everybody else who participates, they get about $1,000.
Wow.
But that's real.
That's
dollars.
life. It's
Real
life
revenue.
changing.
That's life
That's
changing.
life changing.
It
So,
can be,
wow.
yes. So
All I
we
can
gonna-
tell.
That's cool.
Shaviva, get to pitching.
That's
Yep,
right.
all I can tell you.
y'all better get your pitches
Yeah.
ready, cause
And there
We don't
is
get
a
our
correct way to pitch.
Okay.
Just know that. It is
Okay.
not
Right.
just
Thank
pitching
you.
your idea. There has to be a formula and a format to it. And so,
Yes.
you know, one way that you can learn it is you can be a part of our accelerator program,
That's
our next
it.
cohort, and you can learn how to pitch.
All right. Well, we're gonna be checking
Very
it out.
important
We're
skill.
definitely gonna be pitching the right way too.
that's right.
Not the wrong way.
Come up
That's
in there just
right.
asking for some money. You better have some stats, some numbers. You gotta
Listen.
hey,
Hey.
come on now.
Thank God he's a board member. You
Yeah,
can't pitch.
that's right. Hey, I know.
What about
I, 'cause
visuals?
I would have my wind up and pitch ready to go.
Right. Okay, so now we get to talk to Chawne, and thank you so much for joining us. Well, tell us about what's going on at the center.
You know, we
Please.
always have so much stuff that's happening at the Waterloo Center for the Arts.
Of
You know,
course.
I mean, like right now in our Law Reddington Gallery, all of Waterloo Community Schools, all of the students came out last night, and we have the all-school art exhibit that's open right now. So for those of you families that haven't been out to see their kids work, the time is due it. It's all the way up until the end of the month.
Okay.
We have the chance to kind of go out there and support the kids that are actually in the community that are kind of putting their work out there. I have to kind of put a plug out to all of the art instructors that are in the trenches working with the kids.
Yes.
And really
Yes.
being inspirational.
Yes.
You know, they were recognized last night, you know, in our opening reception for that exhibit. And, you know, being a creative person and supporting artists, I think is definitely kind of like one of my callings. But that's something that I love. You know, the other thing is like we have a number of exhibits that are also still opening at the Waterloo Center for the Arts. We have the show of Soul of Destination, which is a wonderful kind of collection of collages by Ethan Evanson, as well as works by Michael Rozier that are going to be coming up. The thing that's actually really cool about this one is like there's a reception on May 9th. Both artists, Michael Rozier as well as Ethan, are going to be doing hands-on workshops for that reception.
Wow.
So you'll be able to
So
kind of
you
get your
go-
hands on.
While you're there.
Yeah, so I mean, have a cocktail on Friends of the Art Center, you know, enjoy some hors d'oeuvres, and then learn about like kind of different art crafts or different art processes from the artists themselves, which is kind of a great opportunity. The other thing, you know, recently we opened up Pumpkins, Pirates, and Pigs, our Phelps U Pavilion.
Pumpkins, pirates, and pigs.
Yeah. I know you said
I was like, did I hear that correctly?
PPP
I
loans.
was like,
No.
I like
and
Okay.
pigs.
Pumpkins,
Okay.
Pirates.
Pirates and
Okay. Oops, I actually even said it wrong. It's Pumpkins, Pigs, and Pirates.
Oh,
Okay.
Get it right
So
now.
yeah, so
Oh my
it's
goodness.
the Tales of Arthur Geiser is an Iowa artist. It's immersible experience in our Phelps Youth Pavilion experience. So it's all hands-on. You know, you get to be a pirate. You get to crawl around through pumpkin patches. You get to climb into a bus. You know, there we have like these wonderful kind of vignettes. I wouldn't say vignettes. They're kind of like mice. That are in these scenes. They're like dioramas, and like they're hidden throughout the gallery. Like that. Anyway, they're wonderful bookstore. Arthur Geiser is an author, and so he is a printmaker, an author, an illustrator, and we've basically made his artwork come to life in a gallery experience. It is definitely worth seeing. If you haven't been to Youth Pavilion recently, it's definitely one you have the entire year to kind of come out and see that. Highly
nice.
recommend
That'll
it.
be on there for a while.
And so for those of you for the adult side of things, we are excited about Chroma 63, our Midwest Art and Sound Art and Music Festival that's happening in the amphitheater this summer on
got the graphic
June
for that, too.
14th. It is a free festival that's going to have art, music. There's going to be about 10 bands that are going to be performing. The headline is Rocki. It's based out of Missouri. It's a really, really fabulous trio. But like I said, there are 10 bands, and it's definitely going to be a wild and fun event on the amphitheater. It's going to be all day long. I mean, it's going to be, I guess 1 till about 9:30.
Amphitheater, though, is so beautiful.
It is
I love being there anytime.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like quite the experience.
It is quite the experience. And you know what? For artists that are in Cedar Valley or out in and around Iowa, we are still collecting applications for artists.
Oh, nice.
So deadline is May 11th. You can actually find our applications online at the Waterloo Center for the Arts /Chroma63. We're definitely still looking for sponsors. We're still have maybe a couple different slots for musicians, but definitely are kind of looking to support the arts. The event itself is like this concept of actually presenting the arts without a mute. So we're looking to really kind of capitalize on all of the artists that are in the underground and kind of bring them to light.
Nice.
And actually have them
Still a
front
little bit of
stage.
time to get involved, it sounds like.
Very much so.
Nice.
And then the other thing I absolutely need to plug, because it's Lori Dale is one of our Friends of the Arts Center members. They have generously upped our scholarships for students that are getting ready to graduate to go into the visual arts. This year, let me rewind. Those scholarships used to only be $1,000. Now they've, by courtesy of Friends of the Arts Center, have upped it to $5,000.
$5,000 a whole jump
So there are
like
2
that?
scholarships that are available. 35-mile radius around the Waterloo Center for the Arts have the chance to apply for those scholarships. The only thing is those applicants would need to be going into the visual arts.
Visual arts, you heard that. We got
Great
comments and we
opportunity.
got to wrap it up because Agnes is going to start screaming.
Yeah, she
and
is.
Ed already took off and took a nap. So I think we're running over, but we have to get that
That's
good
okay.
news
We having
out.
fun. We having fun.
It's your fault.
Blame it on me.
Okay, so our amazing curator over at the Waterloo Center for the Arts,
Yes,
Daryl Taylor, says
Daryl
hooray for the
Taylor.
art teachers.
Yes.
And
hooray
then
for you,
Keela
Daryl.
is doing the clapping and the roses. Yes,
Oh,
Keela. And then maybe
Maybe Paul.
Caston
Yes.
says good.
Good, good. She's one of our frequent viewers. We love you, Maybe. Thank you for watching. And everybody knows Maybe Powell, right?
Oh, yeah.
She's at the center, the Jesse Cosby Center.
Yes.
So,
That's right,
well,
that's
thank you. And if there's somebody has extra questions, how can they find out? Just go to the center.
WaterlooCenterfortheArts.org.
And that, or they even have a Facebook page.
We even
too.
have, Waterloo Center, Facebook.Waterloo Center for the Arts.
Yes.
Find us there as
Phone
well.
number over there.
Always
319-291-4490.
give them a
Look
call.
at that.
I was thinking in my head, I was like, I would be very surprised if he knows that number by heart. Because if somebody asked me a random phone number, I don't.
Speaking
I
of
mean, I
phone
can throw an
numbers,
email out there if you
We
want to.
got, no. Speaking of phone numbers, tell everybody your local number for the Travis Ferguson real estate team.
Yeah, same as everybody else. Reach me online on social media. Otherwise,
Gotcha.
our direct line is 319-900-1799.
That's
Wow.
right, and look at her.
Look, I got it
Thank
right.
you.
Yeah, I got
There's
it
your
right.
beautiful
I got it
team.
right.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you, Agnes, for that. And we have to sing, even though Travis can't sing. He did prove.
Keep trying to.
He proved to be able to read.
Oh,
He
oh.
did a good
Your
job.
That's your
I'm
mama.
the best singer in the family.
But you did a good
Man, she's trying
You're
to.
right. You can do better than me.
I think I'm gonna learn something about you here today.
Okay.
So don't let me know you can sing.
I'm full of
We're gonna
it.
find
Starts
out.
with just let him
Don't
solo
leave me out there on
it.
the island like that. Don't do me like that. Don't do it. Don't do
Okay,
it.
we got the best guests always, and we always have the best birthday people. From last Wednesday to this Wednesday, since our show is on a Friday, we get them a little bit that way.
Okay.
So we have Rich Fervert and Sticks Norman Corey, Tracy Shannon, and Tequila.
Hey, that's why she's so excited over here. That's what's going on.
And Mike
Hollingsworth.
Hollingsworth. Who
That's
else?
right.
Oh, we
We
know
got-
Mike too. We got Angie.
Angie's on there.
I didn't know it was
Come
Angie's
on.
birthday. Okay, happy
Come
birthday.
Yes.
Teresa Culpepper. We got
Yes.
Faye Young.
Yes, Faye Young just had a
Marvin.
knee replacement. Love you, Faye.
Oh,
Keep it
speedy
up.
Yes,
recovery
healthy
to you.
healing, healthy
That's
healing.
right. That's
Marvin
right.
Jenkins.
Yup.
Yes. Oh, it's an old school
and,
name.
And Jessica Young.
Yes.
Yes.
Beautiful, Jessica. You
And
know
my son
Jessica.
Shia. And I do know and I do know Jessica Young.
do know
Props to
Jessica.
Okay.
absolutely.
Shia,
But I also
that's
just
great.
needed to plug my son Shia
That's
as
right.
well. as
Okay.
he just
Yeah,
turned
because
8.
don't
so.
get in trouble on here.
Yeah,
Don't get
yeah,
in trouble.
that
And
ain't
for
what you
those
want.
of you that know my cousin Nick Oliver, shout out to you, Nick. I love you and keep doing good stuff. All right. And now we get to start singing the birthday song. And it goes something like this. I'm sure you would agree.
Hey.
We're perfectly
Should have kept Brian.
going to have a world party on the day you came to be.
Happy birthday to
Yeah.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Hold the soprano. Happy birthday.
Hey, it gets better every time, I'm telling you.
Why she put me on the spot
She
though?
did.
I know. Right?
expected
Oh, shoot.
that.
Travis,
If you're
look
not-
at this thing. Okay, wait. Hold on. We're going to
I
get
tell you.
So you're just skipping past
I know,
stuff.
I'm
This is
trying
more
not
stuff,
to.
more stuff, more
Okay, hold on. Okay.
Got
Oh,
it.
Agnes, we're almost done. Hang on
Technology.
there. Okay.
stuff. Is that where we're
What's
at?
that? Okay, we got next some great upcoming shows. Tell them who's coming on next week.
Hey, we
I hope they
got
can
Tavis
read.
Hall coming through.
I feel like you need to borrow my
I know.
glasses.
Let me go.
Oh, man.
And
We gotta make that
Stephanie
closer.
Griffey and
That-
Carlos
Hey, we got
Frazier.
Los coming on?
Yeah, he
You
coming on
didn't
next
tell
week.
me that.
Juliet Thurman Dunn, Joanna from Dyke, New Hartford.
Okay.
And we've learned a few things in this lifetime, Travis. The longer we live, keep living, Travis.
Yes, ma'am.
We learn a few things. You get smarter. You learn how to read better. You might
It be your own people.
And
It be your own
And
people.
this is brought to you by Iowa State Extension and Outreach.
Shout out to
What have you
Iowa
learned?
State for the education.
Yes.
Teach me how to read.
Big Q. Right, you can go to Iowa State. Okay, read. What have you learned, Travis?
I've learned to stop watching for everything. To be perfect.
Waiting.
What?
Stop waiting.
Stop waiting for everything to be
want me to help
perfect.
you?
I promise, I can't. If she,
I know, honey. It's
Let's
okay.
You have to make that closer.
That you
I
gotta
know,
learn
like,
to stop
so-
waiting
so-
for everything to be perfect
Okay.
and just live.
live.
Just
live
live.
my life. I be trying to live my life, and she trying to tell everybody I can't read.
It's okay, honey. But you can live. Thank God. And I've learned
Dang.
not to fear letting go of people who weren't meant for me anyway. That's
Oh.
right. Gotta
Right.
learn those
That
lessons,
is
right?
true.
That's
Yes.
right. Until next week, we want to encourage all of our viewers to keep doing awesome stuff like Agnes, who's so patient in the back room, like Chawne, like Travis. Yeah. And Sharina, Lori, because
It
makes
us
us
all look
good.
all right. See you next
Thank
week.
you, guys.
Thank you. See you next
Right.
week.